Right now, there's a second brain hiding inside your body, and it's not in your head. Your gut has its own nervous system, with over 500 million nerve cells working non-stop. It can control digestion, send signals to your brain, and it doesn't need permission to act. Let me show you how this hidden brain works, and why it matters more than you think. You probably know your brain and spinal cord run the show. That's your central nervous system. But your gut has its own control center. Scientists call it the enteric nervous system. This network is woven into your entire digestive tract, from your throat all the way down. And here's what's wild. It has more nerve cells than your entire spinal cord. It uses the same chemical messengers your brain does, like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. For a long time, scientists didn't take this system seriously. They thought the brain ran everything. But the more they studied it, the more they realized the gut doesn't wait for orders. So how does a nervous system run an entire organ without checking in with your brain? Think of it like an underground command center built right into the walls of your gut. This command center has two separate networks, and each one handles a different job. The first network wraps around the muscles of your gut, and it controls how food moves. It squeezes and pushes food forward in smooth, coordinated waves, called peristalsis. That's the reason food doesn't just sit in your stomach. These muscles keep it moving along. You never have to think about it. These contractions happen on their own, all day, every day. The second network handles something completely different. It controls your gut's chemistry. It tells your gut when to release enzymes, mucus, and digestive juices to break food down. It also manages blood flow, sending more blood to the parts of your gut that need it most. So one network moves the food, and the other prepares everything the food passes through. But here's what makes this system truly remarkable. It can make its own decisions, start to finish. Sensor cells detect what's in your gut, relay cells process it, and motor cells take action. The whole loop happens inside your gut wall. No signal ever needs to reach your brain. Surgeons found this out when they cut the main nerve connecting the gut to the brain. Even without that connection, the gut kept digesting, kept moving food, kept absorbing nutrients. The gut just kept going. That's why your digestion keeps working while you sleep, and even under anesthesia. So your gut can run digestion on its own. But that doesn't mean it works in silence. Your gut and your brain are constantly talking to each other, and the conversation might surprise you. The main line between them is called the vagus nerve. Think of it as a two-way highway. It's the longest cranial nerve in your body, stretching from your brainstem down to your gut. Most people assume the brain sends orders down, but the traffic mostly flows the other way. Roughly 80 to 90% of vagus nerve signals travel upward, from gut to brain. That means your gut is constantly sending updates to your brain about what's happening inside. Here's a number that surprises most people. Your gut makes about 95% of your serotonin. Most of that serotonin helps with digestion, not mood. But it still sends signals up to your brain. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something? That phrase is more literal than you think. Your gut sends emotional data to your brain through the vagus nerve, and your brain responds to it. That's why an upset stomach can change your mood, and why stress can slow your digestion down. The connection runs both ways. Your gut affects your mood, and your mood affects your gut. When you're stressed, your brain sends signals that can tighten your gut and slow everything down. And when your gut is irritated, it fires back signals that can change how you feel emotionally. This isn't occasional chatter. Your gut and brain exchange millions of signals every single day. It's a constant conversation you never hear. When your stomach drops before a big meeting, that's your gut talking directly to your brain. Your second brain doesn't work alone. There's a third player you haven't met yet. Trillions of bacteria live inside your gut, and they have a surprising influence over your nervous system. Think of them as a bacterial parliament, casting chemical votes that shape how your gut behaves. Your gut holds roughly as many bacterial cells as there are human cells in your entire body. And these bacteria don't just sit there. They produce chemicals that talk directly to your nerve cells. Some bacteria produce GABA, the same calming chemical your brain uses to manage stress and anxiety. Others help build the raw material your gut needs to make serotonin, the chemical we talked about earlier. But one of their most important outputs is something called short-chain fatty acids. These tiny molecules help strengthen the lining of your gut, keeping it sealed and protected. They also signal the nerve cells in your gut wall, helping your second brain run more smoothly. When your bacterial parliament is diverse and balanced, your second brain gets clear, consistent signals. But when that balance shifts, when certain species disappear, the signals start to break down. Scientists have found that this kind of imbalance may be linked to IBS and shifts in mood. And here's the part that brings it back to you. What you eat shapes which bacteria thrive. A wider variety of foods, especially plants, tends to support a more diverse gut microbiome. It's like an election. The more voices at the table, the better the decisions. Every meal is a chance to support the parliament that helps your second brain do its job. So let's bring it all together. Your gut's second brain works through 3 connected systems. The underground command center runs your digestion on its own. Consistent meals help it keep a steady rhythm. The two-way highway sends most of its signals upward. Managing stress helps keep that traffic flowing. And the bacterial parliament votes with every meal. A diverse diet gives it more voices to work with. 3 systems. 1 second brain. They don't work in isolation. Each one shapes how the others perform, every single day. What you eat and how you handle stress both feed directly into your second brain. Your second brain is working right now, managing digestion, sending signals, listening to your bacteria. Scientists are still discovering new things about this system, and every year the picture gets clearer. If you're dealing with ongoing gut issues, talking to a healthcare provider is always a smart move. If this changed how you think about your gut, subscribe. There's a lot more science to explore. Your gut is smarter than you think. And now, so are you.